So I'm Allyn Evans, and I'm a residential trainer and a guest trainer as well with Dr. Brian Daly, who's my partner in crime. And we teach sound medicine. That's one course we teach. That's a 3.5-day course. And then we also teach energy medicine squared, and we have 2 each year. So I'm sure there's one coming up that you can join. So Brian, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, great to be here. Nice to see you, Allyn.
Oh, yes. All the way from Naples, Florida.
Yeah. Grew up in a family of intuitive healers. And interestingly, went to the dark side and became a traditional physician, learning traditional medicine, did surgery and then emergency medicine, and great background. But one of the interesting things is been a long time Reiki practitioner and Reiki master, and craniosacral, sound, crystals, all of those things, and combining it with my traditional background. So it was kind of a foot in both worlds. And I used to get consults all the time, still do. I would see them in the emergency room. They get admitted to the surgical ICU. And then the chairman and surgeon would ask me to see a patient for pain. Yeah. And I'd go up with a toolbox full of crystals, Hemi-Sync sound and such. And they did incredible. Their pain would decrease, blood counts improve, healing was much faster, which is why I got a lot of calls. Also at the oncology center to help with cancer patients. And then fortunately met up with you, and we've been doing energy medicine actually around the world. We're going to be in England, and we've been lots of places in addition to the
Italy, Spain.
Yeah.
Hopefully Singapore.
To the Monroe Institute, but the Monroe Institute has a special fondness in my heart.
Oh, yes.
I've been there for many years on the board of directors, the research there for 20 plus years, and board of directors. And so a lot of great energy and a lot of great ways to learn healing. And
it's actually my favorite place to give our workshops.
It actually is magical. It's on a big energy vortex. Yeah. There can't be a more magical place. Although I will say that some of the places we do, like with Luigi and some of the others, makes it unique and special on its own.
Right. Well, what I love about it, I also teach a course called Meditate Like the Masters. And what we use, like I would say all the programs at the Monroe Institute, we use the sound technology. We use Hemi-Sync, and we use the spatial angle modulation or sound. And we make sure you get like 3 to 4 exercises a day, in addition to all the other things that we do with you. But it's literally the technology that can take you to these very deep, deep states of awareness that it takes Zen masters decades to reach. And that's part of the magic of what we do and what happens at the Monroe Institute.
Yeah, we actually had a 92-year-old
monk from Canada
who came to the Institute and wound up going back with lots of CDs because he felt he learned more in 1 week than 40 plus years of sitting meditation. And it's actually kind of wonderful. I can shortcut and learn so many of these technologies so quickly and easily, and then apply them immediately. And I use them all the time. I had a patient, Gretchen Grimm, who gave me permission to use her name, who had Hodgkin's lymphoma. She was a very holistic person and saw chemotherapy as a poison.
Right.
And is that really what you want to tell your body? And she had a very difficult experience her first time around in a very famous cancer center and had to stop after 4 weeks. She had such nausea, vomiting, her hair fell out, and didn't come back for a year. Normally she'd come back in just 2-3 months. And so we talked about it and we said, how can we make this better? And my experience had been that with the Hemi-Sync sound, it induced relaxation and such. I was using it with cancer patients, and they were doing much better. And I actually met in Atlanta with Lori Monroe, who's heading the Institute, Bob Monroe's daughter, and William Buhlman for a television pilot we were doing. And I proposed to her, Rachel had come to me just 2 weeks before, that we could develop a CD specifically for chemotherapy patients. And I was hoping she'd say yes. What I was impressed with, she said, hell yes.
Yeah, right.
Her mother had breast cancer and actually had a wonderful experience with, and started the Dolphin Energy Club, a remote healing group. But to make a long story short, I wrote a script, Darlene Miller voiced it. 2 weeks, I had the beta version back, and it was 24 hours after her first chemotherapy, severe vomiting, and she's kneeling in front of the toilet. I came in, we put her into bed, put the headphones on, and it was about 45 minutes guided imagery on how to deal with the nausea and vomiting and such. And
it has the binaural beat.
And the binaural beats induces deep relaxation, enhances consciousness, expands it. And she took the headphones off 45 minutes later after vomiting the previous 24 hours and said, that was wonderful. And she recognized Darlene Miller's voice because she listened to prior Hemi-Sync CDs. And then she said, I feel great. Sat down, ate lunch, and never had an episode of nausea or vomiting. Her hair did great, didn't fall out. She was actually standing up at a wedding, and she was really fearful her hair would fall out. And interestingly, the bridal party, including the bride, said if her hair fell out, they'd shave their heads, and they were relieved they didn't have to do that. And lots of others, you know, the spatial angle modulation, which you and I both use in our course. There's exercises, one with earth chakras, which most people may not be familiar with. There's often sacred sites, Stonehenge and the pyramids and such, but can induce profound relaxation and great consciousness expansion.
Well, you know, what I love about our course, Brian, is that we have the Hemi-Sync and the sound, which is great. But then we also have the energy healing that we do, and we teach people either how to do it, or they're already masters at that, at their trade, and it's enhancing their abilities. And then we have the crystals. Brian, you bring a truckload, a trailer load of
literally.
We have hundreds of crystals in the room. And then we also have the biofield imaging, which is so unique because it's real live video that or photographs that they can see what's happening energetically, that this stuff really does work.
Well, we have, that's what's kind of interesting, multimodality. Those that attend to get their Reiki Master, Reiki 1, Reiki 2, and Teaching Reiki Master, which when I first learned had to be done in a special way, you know, a year between the Reiki 1 and Reiki 2, and then some time before Reiki Master. And that was how I learned and adhered to. But what we found, using all these techniques, you can expand consciousness and learn and enhance healing abilities very quickly. Probably half the attendees at our course are already Reiki masters, but they always learn something new. And I think what's unique is a lot of the knowledge and learning comes from people taking the course, which is really fun.
Right.
The biofield imaging.
Beginners can come too. You don't. We have all levels, and it works.
Yes, when that's true. We have had no experience and just kind of interested, or a very seasoned veteran. There's something all of us can learn, and participants can teach us. Mm-hmm. So it makes a win-win. But the biofield imaging, Dr. Harry Oldfield originally developed it, and Dr. Thornton Streeter has expanded it immensely. is really incredible because you have an energy field around the body. And in the past, there was some question, does it exist? Yes, we know it does now. We can measure it scientifically with various instrumentation. But what's really fascinating is you can image it and see energy centers like chakras, heart, throat, brow, crown chakras. And you can also, a lot of us, people have seen aura photographs and think that's how they are for the next month, 2 months, 3 months. It changes instantly. One of my favorite imaging is of people when they experience humor and laughter. And we can talk about that later, but you'll just see it pop, just an explosion of bright, clear energy occurring. And it feels wonderful.
Yeah.
And we learn to sense that and experience that and project that to others.
Well, and like we're talking about, we have courses twice a year at the Monroe Institute, and we would love people to join us. We think it's a great class, and our participants, I think, would agree as well. And if you have questions about it, the Monroe Institute can be contacted, or you can contact us at energymedicinesquared.com, and we can have a phone call. We'd love to talk to you.
Sure.
And hope to see you there. Any parting thoughts, Brian?
Well, the Monroe Institute is a magical site. Bob Monroe started it because of out-of-body experiences he was having and didn't know how to explain. And the land is sacred. It's located on energy vortexes. It's a really magical place to learn.
Yeah. And we have fun. If you want to laugh a lot,
yes.
Our course. All right, Brian. Well, I'll see you next time, and see you soon at the Institute.
Oh, can't wait.
Okay.
It's going to be soon.
Very soon. Bye.